All right, today's lesson is getting ready for 8th grade, 2.1, rate of change. Our central question is how do you find a rate of change from a graph? And then we're going to be doing it from 2 points. So you've been looking at graphs like this, through the last couple of years, and today we're going to really just look at the distance between the points. So take a look here. This graph is showing us over time the amount of snow that is falling. This is at a constant rate now. So take a look. After 1 hour, there's 2 inches. After 2 hours, there's 4 inches, right? So there's a formula now that helps us calculate the rate of change. And before we get to that, it's just a matter of, let's take a look at just what's this going up by, right? So every hour, all right, so take a look. So going up 1 hour, it went up by 2, all right? So it went up by 2 inches. Now take a look to make sure that that is true, all right? So now to go from the first hour to the second hour, if the rate is true, it should go from 2 plus 2 to 4, and it does, all right? So our rate of change is 2 inches per 1 hour. So that's basically what we're doing. We're looking for the change of y going up over the change in x. All right, let's look at another example here. All right, we have runner's steady progress during the first part of a 50-mile race. So take a look. So here it is at 0-0, and after 1 hour of running, they have gone 6 miles. All right, so 1 hour is on the bottom, and then they went 6. Now, if this is a true rate that's constant, right, it should count by the same. All right, so after 2 hours, it should also be 6. So 2 times 6 is 12. So let's see if that's true. Go over another hour to 2, and we are now at 12. All right, so you can see our formula here is a change in distance over a change in time, and we can then calculate it going backwards as well. We have a change in distance. We went from 12 to 6, and we went from 2 to 1 on the bottom. So our answer would be 6 on the top, 1 on the bottom. That matches what we started with. That means the rate of change is 6 miles an hour. So that's the first part of the lesson. Let's take a look at one more example here. All right, so find the rate of change for the total distance from 1 hour to 2 hours. So take a look. We went from 1 hour to 2. What's our difference? So we went from, our starting point is 20, and we went to 40. So you calculate the rate of change. 40 minus 20 is 20, and we just went up 1 hour. All right, so that's over 1 hour. That is your rate of change there. Last question, find the rate of change in the total distance from 0 hours to 5 hours. So we went from 0 here, that's at 0 distance. Now we go to 5, so we're all the way up here. Now we're at 100. So the rate of change is 100 minus 0 over how many hours? 5 hours. And it'll give you the same rate that we had. 100 divided by 5 is 20. The second part of the lesson now is finding the slope of the line, and we just did that based off of our rate, right? And this is now the formula that's going to show you how to do that. So you're going to do this a lot in 8th grade, but this is the equation, and we just did that on the other page. So it's the change in y is known as the rise, how high does it go or how low does it go, over run, how far across does it go. So that's how this graph is showing you there. We did that on the other page. Let's use that formula now. All right, so let's imagine we have the points 3, 2, and 5, 12 on a line. What is the slope of the line? So let's take a look at our points, all right? So this is going to be our second points, right? So this is going to be x2 and y2, and this is going to be x1 and x2. Easiest way to remember it is like if you're going up, the higher number is going to be the second one because you're going to start with it. So let's plug in our numbers now. So here we go. Y2 is 12 minus my Y1 now, which is 2, over X2, which is 5, minus X1, which is 3. So now I subtract. 12 minus 2 is 10. 5 minus 3 is 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. I could also say 5 over 1 if I wanted to. All right, so that's the slope of this line. Take a look here. What do we have? This is the one we just did on the other page, looking at our graph, right? So let's find a look at our first point. We go over 2, up 3. and we're also going through the origin, so that makes it very, very easy when we're in terms of subtracting. All right, so this is x1, x2, or y2, or excuse me, y1, x1, y1, x2, y2. Now I'm just going to subtract. This one sets up very, very nicely. All right, so my y2, 3 minus 0 is 3. My x minus x1, 2 minus 0 is 2. And so my slope is 3/2 or 1.5. If for every 1 is going up 1.5, and you'll see that's true right there. It's halfway in between. So you could rewrite it as a mixed number if you want, or you could just leave it like that. So your assignment now is going to be to find the slope of the line. All right, so you're going to be given the 2 points. All right, so we have 2, -2, 3, and 0, 0. All right, so on this one, since you have the origin, you can kind of already see what's happening there. It's going down, so this one's going to be a little bit different. So it technically doesn't matter which one you start with, but let's just use it in order. So this is going to be x1, y1. This is going to be x2, y2. Here we go. Let's use our formula, right? So 0 is y2 minus y1 is 3. And now my x2 is 0. Minus x1 is -2. So here we go. We have subtracting negative, keep, change. All right, so we have on the top now, 0 minus 3 is -3. On the bottom, we have 0 plus 2 is 2. Our slope is -3/2. So that's what you're doing for your assignment. You're going to plug in these numbers now into the equations, and you're going to type in the student workbox. You're going to solve now the last 3 slides. I'll do one more example for you here. All right, so this is what you guys would type. Again, this is my first point, x1. This is y1. This is x2. This is y2. So now I'm going to use my formula. y2 first, 25 minus y1 is 15. Next set of points, x2. So here we go. Take a look. We have 5 minus x1, which is 3. So we have 10/2. We saw that one earlier today, 5/1. The slope is 5 or 5/1. Any questions, let me know. Otherwise, just plug your numbers in accordingly.